Welcome to the 2020 ACSA Statewide Award Recognition event. We're excited and proud to honor this year's Administrator of the Year and Special Awardees, who represent the outstanding work of California school administrators. I am the President, Ron Williams, and I'm joined by President-elect Charlie Hoffman.
Thank you, Ron. Great to be here. There's an abundance of great educational leadership work being done in the state, and it's exciting to celebrate some of that this evening.
Let's start off with the Superintendent of the Year, Craig Hemstetter, Superintendent of Ocean View School District. After arriving in Ocean View School District in 2010, Craig led the district through revising its mission statement. The new wording moved away from simply encouraging student success and instead outright ensure it for every student. Craig has used his mission to guide his every action, including district initiatives around social justice and professional development that holds the educator to the highest standards. Craig's focus on social justice was the driving force for adopting an inclusive education model that minimized segregating students with disabilities away from general education classroom. Under his leadership, the district began performing instructional rounds and gathering objective data from classroom. Although the data was not encouraging, Craig leveraged his information to implement strategies in the classroom that improved student performance.
Next up, we have Secondary Principal of the Year, Matt Bell, Principal of Pacific Grove High School in Pacific Grove Unified School District. After seeing a large number of high school graduates returning home after 1 or 2 semesters in college, Pacific Grove High School Matt Bell saw the need for intervention. He set out to make his school counselors and students more aware of small colleges, which could allow students to continue their small town experience after high school. By securing grant funding for CTE courses and materials and addressing achievement disparities in college and career opportunity gaps, Matt has been able to improve scores and set even more students in his community on the path for success after high school. Because of his dedication, Matt has become a staple in the Pacific Grove community and has dedicated himself to making educational success for local youth a top priority.
The Middle Grade Principal of the Year, Margaret Nichols, Principal of Kerman Middle School in Kerman Unified School District. When the California School Dashboard data was released recently, Kerman Middle School Principal Margaret wanted to make sure everyone at her school received credit for improved results. She surprised her staff with the Nacho Average Staff Party, complete with nacho bar and mariachi. This is just one example of the positive school culture Margaret has developed, along with building a strong leadership team and prioritizing technology innovations. Responsive to the needs of her student, Margaret has implemented several academic programs and tutoring opportunities. She also added a counselor, a campus liaison to support the emotional needs of students as part of her think outside the box approach to behavior. Students know that they can find support. Kudos for everyone on staff, including and especially the principal.
Elementary Principal of the Year, Chris Christensen, Elementary Principal of Courageous Elementary School in Fountain Valley School District. As Principal of Courageous Elementary, Chris Christensen has transformed student learning with his efforts in creative problem solving, including such innovations as putting iPads and Chromebooks in the hands of every student and instituting math and literacy initiatives that have boosted test scores. Chris has shown leadership at the district level by chairing a citizens advisory committee on closing schools and working to pass a $63 million local bond measure. Whether he's motivating staff during a difficult modernization effort or dressing up as principal elf on the shelf to help with school fundraising efforts, Chris is the school's greatest facilitator, lead learner, and cheerleader.
Central Office Administrator of the Year, Jerry Kincaid, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, retired at Panama Buena Vista Union School District. Jerry Kincaid said growing the adults who care for students was the impetus behind her leaving the classroom and pursuing educational leadership. In her decade in education, Jerry has demonstrated a passion for improving student learning and improving herself through professional development. As a central office administrator, she has worked with sites and district administrators to challenge them to identify strength and areas for growth. Jerry promotes the success of all students by modeling a personal code of ethics and commitment to professional learning. Although she recently retired, she leaves a legacy of serving others and her school community.
Secondary Co-Administrator of the Year, Alexander Senar, Assistant Principal of Royal Oak Middle School in Charter Oak Unified School District. As an Assistant Principal, Alexander Senar is responsible for managing classified and certificated staff, building an effective master schedule, and directing numerous projects at a school site. This includes oversight of the special education program, implementing the premier academic Saturday school program, supporting Capturing Kids' Hearts, and making annual updates to the comprehensive school safety plan. He's a strong supporter of Project Lead the Way and Royal Oak's nationally certified AVID program. In addition to being an exceptional educator and administrator, Alexander is a team player who's always looking out for the interests of students. His leadership truly makes a powerful and positive impact on every student, staff member, and teacher at his school.
Elementary Co-Administrator of the Year, Erica Rivera, Assistant Principal of Sundance Elementary School, Beaumont Unified School District. Erica has a passion for helping students who need extra support and shows empathy toward all students and their backgrounds. This has led to her to develop student-centered activities that extend far beyond her own campus. Erica worked with teams at 2 school sites to create the Future Cougar program, which provide high school students the opportunity to be positive role models for their elementary students. With her focus on giving every student what they need, Erica collaborates with the school site council, grade level coordinators, multi-tier systems of support and security, and custodial teams to analyze student data and current practices to determine if change is needed to support the overall mission of the school. She leads training to guide stakeholders in examining their own assumptions and beliefs, which in turn has a measurable positive impact on the overall success of students.
Classified Leader of the Year, Hector Gonzalez, Director of Facilities at Paris Union High School District. In his role as Director of Facilities for Paris Union High School District, Hector Gonzalez understands that the work of his department directly impacts students and instruction. Hector helped pass 2 general bond measures for school facilities, devoting countless hours to the campaign. Without him, the students and communities served by the district would not be benefiting from the new and modernized schools he's responsible for building. Hector's understanding of school district operations and the ability to see the big picture is highly valued by his colleagues. He's making a difference every day.
Confidential Employee of the Year, Roberta Cheney, Administrative Assistant to the Superintendent at the Turlock Unified School District. Roberta has worked for the Turlock Unified School District since 1996, and during that time, she has exemplified the phrase, keeping the train running. Roberta started as a typist clerk, working her way up to the superintendent's office, where she is responsible for a wide variety of tasks, such as planning district recognition event and organizing the district administrative council. She also plans and oversees 2 annual professional development sessions for sites and district administrative secretaries, bringing learning opportunities to staff who are often overlooked. Her enthusiasm and excellence has made her stand out with leaders across the district.
Personnel Human Resources Administrator of the Year, Michael Shepard, Director of Human Resources at Folsom Cordova Unified School District. When Michael Shepard began serving as Director of Human Resources for Folsom Cordova, he was immediately tasked with modernizing the district's HR department and transitioning more than 2,000 employees to a nearly paperless work environment. Michael helped develop the district's online evaluation system and implemented a new online system for employee screening and personnel records. He continued innovating by adding an exit interview to the resignation form, helping to gain valuable input and feedback. He also researched and implemented in-house fingerprinting which has helped the district save money when hiring new employees and volunteers. Michael is always learning, takes advantage of professional growth opportunities to expand his own knowledge as well as the learning capacity of others.
Adult Education Administrator of the Year, Blanca Rochine, Principal of Downey Adult School and Downey Unified School District. Under Blanca's leadership, in spite of heavily reduced funding, Downey Adult School has developed new programs to meet the needs of the community and improve the lives of thousands of adults. Blanca took a lead in the formation of the Partnership for Adult Education and Career Education for Southeast Los Angeles, a collaborative that includes Cerritos Community College and surrounding adult schools and has greatly benefited adults in the region. Her visions for adult education is rooted in training and preparing adult students to get work or improve their career path by offering specialized career training programs in legal and medical field and online courses in personal and career enhancement. These innovation and essential career programs are what makes Downey Adult School a leader in providing meaningful and life-changing opportunities to residents in their community and surrounding area.
Career Technical Education Administrator of the Year, Susan Lebrecht, Director of Resource Development and Transition Services at Solano County Office of Education. An unwavering commitment to student success, out-of-the-box creativity, and a willingness to take risks all describe the work of Susan Lebrecht, Director of Resource Development and Transition Services at the Solano County Office of Education. Susan's achievements include creating a model workforce development department to serve multiple populations across school districts in Solano County, hosting a film camp for 47 youth with intellectual disabilities, working inventively with the Department of Rehabilitation and North Bay Regional Center to create broader opportunities, introducing individual laptops in all alternative programs, including the juvenile detention facility. Her approach has consistently been to find better ways to implement existing mandates and to address the needs of historically excluded students. In addition to her effective role in Solano County, Susan actively serves as a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Air Force Reserve.
Special Education Administrator of the Year, Anthony Ortiz, Director of Special Education at the Ontario Montclair School District. Throughout his decade-long career in education, Director of Special Education Anthony has proven time and again to be the embodiment of effective leadership. He is knowledgeable, patient, determined, diligent, and committed to positive change, and never ceasing in his pursuit of educational excellence for every student he served. In just 3 years at the Ontario Montclair Unified School District, the district developed one of the highest quality special education programs in San Bernardino County, serving more than 3,000 students in over 50 programs that provide support in the least restrictive environment. To assist in family engagement in education, Anthony developed a special education advisory group, an early dispute resolution parent group, and a special education task force, all designed to obtain multiple perspectives in the improvement of special education.
Superintendent Principal of the Year, Annette Lane. Superintendent Principal of Pioneer Elementary and Mountain Creek Middle Schools and Pioneer Union School District. As Superintendent Principal of Pioneer Union School District in El Dorado County, Annette Lane's responsibilities run from leading the implementation of assessment literacy and data-driven analysis to the mentoring and coaching of her instructional leadership staff. As a veteran educator and former teacher, Annette models learning, collaboration, and clear communication while working to develop professionals in their practice. Called a leader among leaders by her colleagues, Annette worked with stakeholders to secure a state preschool grant so she could establish a community preschool, which is now an important community asset. She also worked with community leaders to organize and host the first and second annual South County Health and Safety Fair.
Business Service Administrator of the Year, Nick Taylor, Chief Business Officer at Kingsburg Elementary Charter School District. Nick Taylor understands that business and finance must be effectively integrated for a school to be successful. Nick's professional mission for the district is to keep the family together and the students learning. Through his leadership, teams such as the grounds crew, maintenance department, and food services department understand that they play an important role in student learning. In just 4 years as CBO at Kingsburg, Nick has led a successful $10 million bond campaign and worked on such improvement as one-to-one laptop programs throughout the district, new technology infrastructure, and grants for electrical cars and solar power plants. In addition, Nick introduced Project Surf Camp to the Special Education Department, a charity designed to build self-confidence, self-esteem, self-efficacy in students with special education.
Student Services Administrator of the Year, D. Chris Calabrese, Director of Student Services at Brentwood Union School District. For D. Chris Calabrese, Director of Student Services at Brentwood Union School District, the latest school crisis is just one more opportunity for district leaders to be bold, creative, and unwavering in their commitment to student success. In 3 years at his current position, Chris has worked collaboratively with district staff, principals, and teachers to create a safe and equitable environment. He has led a district-wide effort on active school shooter training and education, implemented training on social emotional programs and employee self-care, and cultivated culturally proficient policies and practices across the district. His commitment to building positive relationships and improving student outcomes has a direct impact on the school community that he serves.
Curriculum and Instruction Administrator of the Year, Tandy Taylor, Director of Instructional Services at Cypress School District. Tandy is steadfast in the belief that an inclusive and supportive school culture is fundamental to student learning and school success. She ensures that every student is provided with a robust, well-rounded instructional program that support their academic and social emotional needs. Alongside administrative colleagues, teachers, and staff, Tandy worked with the District Professional Development Committee to plan training and job-embedded coaching to improve student success. She continues to lead efforts to expand both STEM and music instruction in all schools, collaborating with specialists to ensure students are provided with high-quality instructional programs and authentic learning experience to effectively develop essential 21st century skill sets. She secured grants for funding to open a California State preschool program at the district, hiring staff, selecting curriculum, and providing professional development and overseeing the day-to-day operations. The preschool program is currently in its 3rd year with measurable benefits to students' achievement and an overall sense of well-being.
Continuation Educational Options Administrator of the Year, Jose Sanchez, Principal of Del Puerto High School in Patterson Unified School District. Not only does Jose Sanchez believe in the success of all students, he encourages them to believe in themselves. Under his leadership, Del Puerto High School is one of the first continuation schools to become a member of No Excuses University, a network based around building a culture of universal achievement. Students have been able to participate in college and career opportunities through field trips and career fairs, and Jose helped implement a positive reward system to recognize students for positive behaviors, which has led to an increase in student participation. His focus on academic interventions and addressing the achievement gap, as well as leadership development for his staff, developing community relationships, and improving school safety. The running club he began helps students support each other as they engage in physical activity.
Professor of Education of the Year, Andrea Somoza Norton, Assistant Professor, Coordinator of Educational Leadership and Administrative Programs at the School of Education, College of Science and Mathematics at California Polytechnic State University. In her role as Professor and Coordinator of the Educational Leadership and Administrative Program, Andrea promotes system thinking and ethical organizational leadership in school. She is dedicated to ensure that her students receive an unparalleled experience in the administrative education program so that they can become the most effective educators, leaders in California and nationwide. Andrea fosters relationship with local school districts, county office of education, and higher learning institutions because she recognizes the necessity for partnerships and collaboration. Her classes directly benefit from her philosophy of teaching and learning that is inclusive, cooperative, and creative. Her courses become learning environments where all participants collaborate to develop shared understandings and knowledge. Through selective readings, discussions, guests, field-based assignment and activities, Andrea offers students the opportunity to become part of a genuine learning community.
Retired Administrator of the Year, Judith Rossi. Judith Rossi said her desire to become a school administrator came from her discovery that she could truly have an impact on students and adults. She served in a variety of district leadership positions during her long and distinguished career in education, including superintendent roles at Stony Creek Joint Unified School District in Elk Creek and Oroville Union High School District, which currently serves nearly 3,000 students in 5 high schools. Judith also acted as an assistant superintendent at the Colusa County Office of Education, the Butte County Office of Education, and Oroville Union in the early 90s. She was honored by the California Department of Education with the Outstanding Administrator of the Year award in 1991 and in 1998, and continues to work tirelessly as a leader in ACSA Region 2.
Technology Administrator of the Year, Jennifer Burks, Associate Superintendent of Technology and Innovation at the Poway Unified School District. As Poway Unified School District's first ever Associate Superintendent of Technology and Innovation, Jennifer Burke oversees both the information and educational branches of technology. Prior to her arrival in 2017, there was a disconnect between the IT department and classroom. Jennifer brought her vision for creating 21st century classroom learning environments and customized this vision to fit the 36,000 students that make up the K-12 district. She energized educators with her model of personalized professional development. She embedded in-class coaching that connected students' learning to career exploration, and she transformed classroom spaces into flexible learning environment. One of Jennifer's first undertaking was to launch the Voyager Pilot Program, designed for meaningful integration of technology in the classroom to prepare students to be successful in today's world. Starting with 3 elementary schools in 2017-18, the program has now spread to 17 schools across all grade levels.
Okay, and now we'll move on to our special awards section, recognizing non-job specific outstanding achievement in educational leadership. First, we'll present the Partners in Educational Excellence Award, which recognizes the exemplary school community partnership programs. This year's honoree, UCLA Health Sound Mind, Sound Body, is dedicated to changing student health one school at a time. According to the LA County Department of Public Health, 42% of children are obese or overweight. These children are more likely to live in low-income communities, which often lack safe outdoor places to play and schools with adequate exercise equipment. For the last 21 years, UCLA Health Sound Body, Sound Mind has partnered with 137 middle and high schools across Los Angeles to provide comprehensive physical education programs in some of the city's most underserved communities. Partner schools receive state-of-the-art fitness centers, including spin bicycles, rowing machines, ellipticals, and weight equipment that are aligned with the needs and goals of each school. Fitness centers receive ongoing maintenance and support from professional repair personnel. Physical education teachers also receive ongoing professional development on how to best use the equipment and incorporate it into their curriculum, while teachers attend annual workshops that inform them of the latest research. The organization has also developed its own physical education curriculum to educate students on the fundamentals of fitness. UCLA, right there.
ACSA's Robert E. Kelly Award honors individuals who make advancement in the high quality of public education and who have made significant contributions on a volunteer basis over the years. We're proud to recognize this year's honoree, Nancy Smith. Nancy has been a fixture in the Palmdale community for 30 years, and that did not end when she retired as superintendent of the Palmdale School District in 2003. Her tireless efforts to improve the community, especially for its children, continues to this day. Originally from Nebraska, Nancy moved to Palmdale in 1990 after her late husband got a job as a chief business official in a nearby district. After serving as Deputy Superintendent of Business Services, Nancy became Superintendent of Palmdale in 1994 and served for 9 years before retiring from education. After a decade in retirement, she sought and won a seat on the Palmdale School District Board in 2013 in hopes of solving problems in the district. Nancy is a 30-year member of her local Kiwanis group, volunteers for the Palmdale Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and has served on the board of directors for the California School Boards Association since 2018. Some of her proudest accomplishments include chairing the committee to help pass an $80 million school bond measure that modernized campuses with new playgrounds, paint, maker spaces, and parent center. Nancy also organizes a fundraising dinner and auction to support the district Students of the Month program, which invites students and their parents to the district offices each month to honor their achievements.
ACSA's Valuing Diversity Award recognizes those who further ACSA's mission by promoting diversity and support for all children, parents, and staff. This year's honoree is Amy McNamara, Associate Superintendent for Administrative Services, Acalanes Union High School District. Since 2015, Amy has led her district's work in championing educational equity. She spearheaded holding annual student diversity summits addressing race and support for LGBTQ students, undocumented immigrants, and English learners. More than 150 students attend annually, participating in workshops on racial identity and how to combat racism, homophobia, Islamophobia, and anti-immigrant sentiment. To advance the district's efforts, Amy partnered with Pacific Educational Group to secure trainers, speakers, and guidance in building strong coalitions. Through sustained professional development, including mandatory 2-day workshops on racial injustice, teachers and staff can address equity issues with a common protocol and engage in difficult conversations about needed change. Every school site has an equity team of students and staff that plans professional development and organizes campus events to raise awareness. District-wide diversity meetings allow all stakeholders to give feedback on curricular initiatives, hiring practices, and student summits. Her work has led to the inclusion of more authors of color in the curriculum, new electives that reflect an increasingly diverse student population. With Amy's support in securing funding, the Black student unions at each of the 4 high schools were brought together last year at their first annual BSU Summit. Amy's leadership and courage in addressing institutionalized injustice has created powerful and lasting impacts in her district and community.
The Marcus Foster Memorial Award for Administrator Excellence honors educators who model the vision of Marcus Foster, a former superintendent of the Oakland Unified School District. Foster took risks to improve educational opportunities with an inclusive and effective management style. He was a skilled and creative manager of change and willing to try new ideas to reach out to students. This year's honoree, Catherine Kawaguchi, Superintendent of Sulphur Spring Unified School District, exemplifies this vision that Foster upheld. In the past 5 years as superintendent, Catherine has worked to address issues with focus, collaborative determination, fixing one problem at a time. Each one has required flexibility, community support and involvement, stakeholder buy-in, and creative problem solving, and each has made a measurable difference. To address student and family health, she worked to launch a wellness collaborative with more than 80 community partners, giving students and family crucial service and academic assistance. To help alleviate poverty, she established a family resource center that provides donated food, clothing, backpacks, and school supplies, toiletries, and other essential items. To help students struggling with social emotional issues, she instituted a district social worker. To create a place where all children can play, she developed 2 national demonstration playgrounds designed to be inclusive and accessible for students of all abilities. To provide additional benefits for students in the area of creativity, innovation, and wellness, she led the formation of an educational foundation. To serve artistic students in the community, she worked to start a state-of-the-art severe autism program for preschoolers, which now serves more than 50 students. Catherine's outstanding achievement represent the unwavering and courageous commitment to lasting change that Marcus Foster embodied. To continue Foster's effort, the awards come with a $5,000 grant for a high school senior or seniors chosen by Catherine from her district.
The Ferd Keisel Memorial Distinguished Service Award is ACSA's highest honor. Each year, we honor one individual who has made a significant contribution to public education. The award is named after Ferd Keisel, ACSA's founding president, a man whose personal commitment to schools and students and to this association was exemplary. Diane Kitamura, Superintendent of Santa Rosa City Schools, is an outstanding example of how one individual can make a difference. In her 34-year career, Diane has worked to create lasting change in rural, suburban, and urban school districts across multiple counties in California and nationally in states such as Colorado, Nevada, Ohio, and Texas. Her contributions to policies that promote student success include eradicating historical policies and practices that negatively impact students, including advocating for Latinx and English language learners. She founded a nonprofit organization to address the difficulties Hmong, Vietnamese, and Cambodian high school students face, offering hands-on training and performance opportunities with professional artists. As a result of Diane's leadership, students now have previously been disenfranchised through systemic and historical barriers, now possess the skills and abilities to advocate for their own social, emotional, and academic needs. She is dedicated to serving students who have been marginalized because of race, gender, sexual orientation, poverty, or disability, with a relentless focus on academic integrity and high expectations for success. As a child of interned citizens of the Grenada War Relocation Center, also known as Camp Amache, Diane has a unique insight and empathy for those who experience institutionalized racism. With relentless audacity, she has dismantled programs and practices that measure learners based upon preconceived beliefs and expectations, working to ensure high levels of achievement for every student.
Thank you very much for joining us to celebrate our inspiring 2020 awardees. In this time of distance and Zoom call, it means even more to come together to honor the work we all do for California students. Thank you and congratulations.
We look forward to seeing you in person next year at the Leadership Summit in San Francisco in 2021. Now, we'll leave you with a special montage of all of our ACSA Award winners, and have a great night.
Hi, I'm Roberta Cheney from Turlock Unified, and I have to say I'm so excited that I just received this gorgeous package. I'm going to open this now, and before I do, I have to say I am so honored to have received the State Award, and I so appreciate everything State ACSA has done to make this very special, even through our difficult times.
Thank you, ACSA, for this prestigious award. I am very honored to be this year's Technology Administrator of the Year.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. I'm honored to be nominated, and I was very surprised to be the recipient because I just do what I love, and that's helping the community.
Hello, my name is Mike Shepard. I'm the HR Director for Folsom Cordova Unified School District. I'm very humbled and honored to be accepting this 2020 ACSA Human Resources Administrator of the Year Award.
Look, it's the box from ACSA. What is it, girls?
What is it?
2020 Administrator of the Year, honoring Chris Christensen, Elementary Principal of the Year for outstanding achievement and performance from ACSA. Yay!
Thank you, ACSA. It's an honor to receive this award, and I just want to say how much I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe.
But it's a sincere pleasure for me to present this to you in recognition of your hard work and still your volunteerism even after retirement to keep going and keep helping with the process of upgrading our education system. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.